Good morning, girls. Now, children, we have completed the chapter this magnetic effect of electric current, and today I'm going to begin the exercises of the same chapter. And before this, I'm going to first revise what all topics we have covered in this chapter. In the beginning, I had started with the chapter and I had introduced the chapter. Then we have done the relation between electricity and the magnetism, right? Because the name of the chapter is magnetic effect of electric current. So definitely there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. So this is what we had studied in the beginning. Then in the second point, in the second topic we have covered what is the meaning of the magnetic field, right? And what are magnetic lines of force. If you have seen my video, children, you must have seen that in the introduction I had told you what is a magnetic force, what are the properties of the magnet, then what are the different kinds of magnet. All that we had studied in the beginning of the chapter. Then in the second topic we had covered what is magnetic field and what are the magnetic lines of force, how do we represent the magnetic field, magnetic lines of force. All that we had covered in this topic. Then the magnetic lines of force always move from north to the south, right? Because they form concentric circles. Outside the magnet they move from north to south, and inside the magnet they move from south to the north. Okay, so they form a continuous circle or concentric circles, means they form a circular loop actually. Then the next topic which we had covered was the magnetic field. The magnetic field due to the current carrying conductor. Okay, now what does this mean? Magnetic field due to the current carrying conductor. In that we had done a straight conductor. We had studied about straight conductor along with the activity. Number 2, we had studied about the circular loop. And then we had studied also about what is a solenoid. Now these three topics we had covered under magnetic field due to the current carrying conductor. We also studied what is a solenoid. Yes, this was the next topic, means after the magnetic field lines we had studied what is a current carrying conductor, how many types of current carrying conductors are there, and straight conductor, circular loop, and as well as what, the solenoid. Then there were some activities also given in the textbook which we had discussed. So you have to go through your chapter nicely, children. Then the next topic which we covered was the force acting on a current carrying conductor. Current carrying conductor which is placed in a magnetic field. Yes. Based on this principle, we had studied what is electric motor. Okay. So this was the next topic, that is force acting on a current carrying conductor which is placed in a magnetic field. We had also studied the right hand thumb rule. Okay. Now the right hand thumb rule we had studied in how to find the direction of the magnetic field. Yes. So if you remember, we have completed this topic also here, that if the circular loop is there or a straight conductor is there, then how do we find the direction of the magnetic field? We can use the right hand thumb rule. Okay. Next topic was the force acting on a current carrying conductor which is placed in a magnetic field, and based on this principle there's a device called electric motor which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy, right? Okay, so these were the topics we had covered. Then we had also studied what is electromagnetic induction, and induction, and based on this we have generators, and that was AC, generator as well as the DC generator. Now, electromagnetic induction is a process, is a phenomenon in which if a conductor is placed in a magnetic field, current is induced in it, okay? And yeah, that current is called the induced current, and the generator works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. And there are two types of current actually, AC current, AC and DC. AC means alternating current and DC means direct current. And based on this, we have two devices. So there is a generator in which there are two types, AC and DC, depending on what type of parts are attached. So there is only one difference between them. That also we had discussed. We also discussed what are the differences between the generator and a motor. So these were the topics, children, we had covered in the chapter, and I hope you have studied it. If you have not studied, please start studying the chapter and complete your topics. Now today I would take up some questions from the exercises, that is from the chapter, from within the chapter, right? As you can see that this is your chapter. Then chapter 13. Here we have a question. Number 1. Why does a compass needle get deflected when brought near a magnet? Okay. Why does a compass needle? Now, why does a compass needle behave like it gets deflected when it is placed in a magnetic field? So this is question number 1. This is question number 1. From which page? Page number 224. Okay, now you know that the compass needle is circular in shape, right? And it also behaves like a bar magnet. Yes, now the question is, why this compass needle? Why does a compass needle get deflected when brought near a bar magnet? Now, as I told you that this is also this compass needle, this pointer inside it, if you have seen the compass needle, it also acts like a bar magnet. Now, if one bar magnet is brought close to another bar magnet, definitely there will be interaction between the two. Okay, so we can write the answer as the compass needle also behaves like a bar magnet, and definitely this will also have its magnetic field, and we are bringing it close to the bar magnet, which will also have its magnetic field. Okay, so we will write that the compass needle also behaves like a bar magnet, and since the magnetic field of the compass needle, right, the magnetic field of the compass needle interact with what? The magnetic field of which object? Of bar magnet. Therefore it shows deflection. Okay, therefore it shows deflection. So the question is, why does it get deflected when you bring it near the bar magnet? This is because the compass needle also behaves like a bar magnet, and since the compass needle, the magnetic field of compass needle and the magnetic field of bar magnet will interact with each other, and definitely there will be some deflection in the compass needle. So this is the answer for question number 1, which is given on page number 224. Now coming to the next question, we have here we don't have any question. We have, let's check, this is an activity, right hand thumb rule. Yeah, this is an example, we'll discuss that also. Draw the magnetic field lines around a bar magnet, then list the properties of the magnetic lines of force. Why don't two magnetic lines of force intersect each other? So let's go through the questions one by one. It says that number one, the question number one, that is page number which one? 228. Page 228, question number one. It says that draw the magnetic field lines around a bar magnet. You know how a bar magnet looks like? It looks like this. Yeah. Now north and south. If you have to draw the magnetic lines of force around a bar magnet, you have to show like this. Yes, beginning from north, ending to the south. Similarly, we can draw here and we can draw here. Yes. Now you can show the direction from here to here and this also from here to here. Okay. As you keep on drawing, you will come to know that here also you can draw, here also you can draw. So something of this type, you will get the magnetic field lines around a bar magnet. And you know that the magnetic field lines always begin from the north and end at south, outside the magnet and inside the magnet, because they are forming a circular loop. Inside the magnet, they will move from south to the north. Okay, so this is how the diagram will look like. You can draw a better diagram. Yes. Question 2 is, list the properties of the magnetic lines of force. Now, if you write the properties of the magnetic lines of force, what properties you can write? Can you think? Which properties you can write for the magnetic lines of force? Number one. First one is the magnetic field lines. The magnetic field lines always move from north to south outside the magnet. Yes, and from south to north inside the magnet. This is one property. Then you can write the second property as they form circular loop. You can add this point in this also, that since they form a circular loop, they move from north to south outside the magnet, and inside the magnet they move from south to north. Then you can write one more point. Third one is no two magnetic field lines intersect each other. Yeah. Now what next you can write? Next point you can write as the magnetic field lines can be uniform. They can also be non-uniform. Okay, this is another point. Uniform means there will be straight parallel lines which I'll draw and show you. Then magnetic field lines is represented. Magnetic field lines are measured in a unit called Tesla. Yes, and its symbol, the magnetic field symbol is capital B. Okay, its symbol is capital B. These are some properties of magnetic field lines. If you get more properties, you can learn from the book. And what else? Yeah, they do not intersect. Then they are measured in Tesla. They can be uniform and non-uniform. They form a circular loop. Therefore, they move from north to south outside the magnet, and for inside the magnet they move from south to the north, right? So these are some properties of the lines of force or magnetic field lines. We can say that magnetic field lines are also called lines of force, right? Or magnetic lines of force are also called magnetic field lines. So these are very simple points which you can add. Then question 3, same page. Why don't two magnetic field lines intersect each other? Now, magnetic field lines do not intersect each other this is because if we assume we are assuming if we assume that the two field lines intersect, okay, if we assume that the two field lines intersect, then the compass needle, if we place a compass needle at that point, the compass needle will show two different directions of the magnetic field, right? Which is not possible. Therefore, no two field lines intersect each other. Okay, I think I told you also when I was explaining this that suppose this is a point where the two field lines intersect, right? So at this point, if we keep a compass needle, so what will it show? It will not show two directions, right? It will not be able to show two directions. Magnetic field has only one direction, and no two field lines can be intersecting each other because the compass needle will not be able to point out in two different directions. Hence, this assumption is wrong. Whatever we have assumed is wrong, and therefore we can say that two field lines, magnetic field lines, never intersect each other. Okay. Now, children, today you complete these 4-5 questions in your notebook. You write these answers, and I will continue in the next week. I think today is Tuesday, and next week we'll continue with the same chapter exercises. And by that time, you learn all the important points, important topics you cover. And if you have any doubt, children, you can ask me. Okay. So I have just taken up very simple questions today. You can revise them. You can write these answers in your notebook. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.